Hello, everybody. Hello, good evening. Please, if you can hear me, please put it in the comment section that you can hear me. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Please, if you can hear me, kindly put it in the comment section that you can hear me. Please, can you all hear me? Hello, everybody. Okay, thank you that you can hear me. Okay, thank you so much. I'm still waiting for our guest for tonight. I'm trying to put on my camera, position my camera well. Yeah. Yeah. So I want to welcome every one of us to tonight. We just want to, I hope you can hear me now. I just started talking and yeah, I want to welcome every one of us to tonight's program. And we just want to talk briefly on aging with gratitude, how we can still thrive in our 40s, in our 50s, in our 60s, and beyond. I'm still waiting for our guests. Just give me a moment. Okay. So let's bow down our heads for prayers, even as we are starting this evening. And so, our Father, we want to thank you for a night like this. We worship your holy name because you are God. Thank you for bringing us again together to learn at your feet. Lord, we pray that tonight you will give us the understanding of your word. You will open up our heart to be able to receive all we are about to learn today. And may all the glory, honor, and adoration be to your holy name at the end of today. In Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen. So I want to welcome every one of us. Welcome you for joining us tonight. And I hope we are going to have an amazing time. Let me quickly reach out to our guest. I wouldn't know if she's having some itches or something. So I wanted to be sure she's not having issues. Please let's remind everybody that we are online. Yes, let's remind everybody that we are online, please. Let's remind everybody that we are online. And I'm just still trying to get the best side of my. Aha. I think this is a bit better. So I'm just trying to get. All right, let me reach out to our guest for tonight. Okay, we are going to be talking tonight, aging with attitude, thriving in your 40s, in your 50s, in your 60s and above. And they used to say something that age is just a number. How many of us believe that? And every woman here, you know, women with age now, we're talking about age like that. Women are not always, I don't know why, too comfortable to talk about their age or whatever. So for those of us who are already 40 and above, so we are all welcome. So I've had some people saying, oh, I couldn't do this thing at my early stage in life. So I'm not sure that I can do it. So I am aging fast. It seems I cannot catch up with time, with things happening. Let me invite our, okay. Oh, hey, yeah, the background. Hi. So, doctor, can you hear me, please? So you
Yes,
are
ma.
welcome tonight. We
Thank
can
you
hear you,
very
ma.
much.
You need to unmute.
Okay.
I
I've
can't hear
unmuted.
you.
Can you hear me now?
Please, can we hear her? Check your. But can you hear me?
I hear you.
We can't hear you here.
Let me see what the problem is.
So while she's trying to put up her audio together, me, I had a bit of my background tonight. I don't know.
When I
So I hope it's better now. But we can't hear you, doctor. So today we are looking at aging with gratitude, with attitude, thriving in your 40s and above. So I want to welcome every one of us tonight, and I want to acknowledge the beauty of this season of your life. So if you look at the book of Psalm 92, verse 14, the Bible says that they still bear fruits in old age. They will stay fresh and green. So that is what the scripture, please, let's go to our group and remind our people that we are live, please. So according to that Psalm 92 verse 14, the scripture says, they will still bear fruit in old age. They will stay fresh and green. So that is God's plan for every of his children. And God's plan for every of his children includes what? Striving at every age in life. So, and I'm hoping that tonight, every one of us, we are going to be able to checkmate ourselves and go back to the drawing board, because I've seen a lot of women, they kind of, oh, what do you think I can do at this stage? I'm not sure. It seems I've missed it. So I want you to ask yourself today, tonight, what is one thing you love about this stage of your life? What is one thing you love about this stage of your life? So me, I just love knowing new things, trying to know purpose and to fulfill my purpose, which is the most important thing in life. So, Dr. Ayobami, you can go ahead tonight, but I want you to check if we can hear you now. Please, ma'am.
can you hear me now?
Can you hear
Is it
me?
better? I can
I
hear
can't
you.
hear you. I
I
don't
can
know
hear
what is
you.
going on. You are on mute, so you need to check your side.
I'm coming. Let me see what I can do. Is it better now?
Think you are muted.
Is it better? Can you hear me? Hello, ma. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can't hear you, please.
At all. Uh, this is serious.
Hello, ma. Can you hear us?
Hello, I can hear you, ma. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
So I don't know. I
Is it
don't know what is
better?
going on over there. I can't hear you. What is going on? Or do you go out and come in and come back? Should I remove
Is it
you?
better? Okay, let me try and go out and come in.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah.
So while Dr. Ayobami is trying to sort herself out, I want to ask you something, that what is it, one thing that you love about this stage of your life? Because I believe some of us on the stream now, we are 40 plus and above. So I would like to hear from you. I would like to hear from you. So please, I would like to hear from you. Put in the comment section, what exactly did you love in this stage of your life? It, what do you love most in this stage of your life? So today we are going to be talking about vitality, that is energizing your body and mind, which is very important. So vitality comes from small intentional health tweaks that we are going to learn today. So I am just saying about my own, what I prepare. If Dr. Ayobami comes up, so she'll be able to say her own side of today's discussion. So we talk about physical health. So at this time of our lives, so we need to prioritize our movements. So our movement means moderate exercises. You can make it weekly, daily, brisk walking, dancing, yoga. At this age, we really need our body to move. Our body needs to move, not just, especially for those who are working in an environment, sorry, please, an environment that makes you to sit for a long time. You need to move around. Most of the times at this age, at least 150 minutes exercise weekly. That is what is recommended. At least 150 minutes exercise weekly. So you could divide that into the number of weeks, and we'll see what is expected of us to do on a daily basis. From brisk walking, don't need to do something that much, to dancing. Then another thing we need to take note at this age, for us to strive at this age, is nutrition. nutrition is very important. This is not the time for you to eat junks. This is the time for you to cut off sugar. This is the time for you to cut off a lot of junk. So you will eat more of focus on whole foods. So foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. So limit processed sugars as much as possible. Anything sugar, even some carbohydrate, there is a lot of sugar in it. So you need to cut off and eat more of fruits, eat more of vegetables, and eat more of proteins and healthy fat. So another thing we need to take care of our physical health is sleep. Sleep is very important at this stage of our lives. Sleep at least 7 to 8 hours to support energy and mental clarity. Sleep at least, aim 7 to 8 hours sleep in a day. So whatever let's see, Dr. Ayobami is on the stage. Please, ma, can you hear us? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes, I can hear you.
I can't hear you. Please, anybody online, can you hear Dr. Ayobami? Please let me know if I'm the only person that can hear you. But doctor, can you hear me? Okay. You can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Yes,
Please, anybody online, can you hear Dr. Ayobami? Okay, you want to try this? Let's see. So I was just talking about pending when you resolve the audio. So I was just talking about
can you
the
hear me now?
physical health at this age.
Can
I'm
you hear
just
me?
saying my own. So I was able
Okay.
to talk about prioritizing exercise,
Can you hear
and
me?
also I talked about the
Hello?
nutrition, focus on the kind of food you need to focus on, and also our mental health, very important, very, very important at this age. So you need to practice mindfulness, gratitude journaling to reduce stress. Stress is going to come. And at this stage, a lot of stress can be popping up from
Hello?
family, pressure from us, from family, pressure from work, pressure from marriage, pressure from okay, you can see her.
Can you hear me?
I can see her nodding her head, but I can't hear her, but I can hear Auntie Ben. Okay, thank you so much. Yes.
And it's telling me here that everyone can see and hear me.
Okay, can you hear doctor? Okay, she said she can't hear. Okay, Dr. Ayobami, seems somebody, I can hear you, doctor. Okay, since they can hear you now, can you talk, please?
Can you hear me now?
Please, can you hear Dr. Ayobami? Because for me here, I can't hear her. I want to know if I'm the problem here. Okay, doctor, they can hear you.
Oh, thank God.
They
But
can hear
only
you,
you,
can
ma.
go ahead, but me, I can't hear you. You can go
How
ahead
do we
talking.
solve
Let
this
me see if they
problem?
can hear you. Just go ahead. Keep talking.
Okay.
Can go
All
ahead,
right.
ma.
Okay. So I'm going to try to share my screen. I don't know. Can anybody see? Hello?
Doctor, please, can you keep talking? They can hear you. They said they can hear you, ma.
Okay, so did they see the
Please
screen? I
go
was trying
ahead,
to
ma.
share my
Please.
screen.
I'll connect myself, please.
So I was trying to share my screen. Sorry, let me just, I'm trying to, yes. I'm trying to, so I had slides and I just think that the slides will be, and now I'm trying to find, find the slide. So yeah, so that I can share. Please, can you guys see my slides? If you can see it, can I hear that you can see the slide so that I can continue? Okay, so it seems like everybody can hear me. But what I want to find out now is if you can see my slides, because I'm trying to put up my slides. Is there a way to know? Can I see the comments? So let me type it in here. Okay, everybody can hear me. I was trying to look at the comments to find out if everybody can see my slides, but I can't get an answer to that.
I can see your post asking if we can see your slide. We can't. I don't know whether
Okay,
they can. I
okay.
cannot still hear
Oh,
you, but if others can hear you, it's fine.
okay. Let's see. Okay. We'll just continue even if you can't see. Well, let's let me see. I'll try one more time. I'm trying to share screens and then let's see. Okay. Okay. I don't know. I tried to share, but I don't know why it's not sharing. I don't know what the problem is. But what I'll do, my slides will be there. So that's you can see it. Okay, sorry for all the breaks in transmission. I don't know if you can still see me and hear me. We'll just start. So today we are supposed to be talking about aging with attitude, thriving in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. I really wish I could share this slide. Let me see what I can do. Okay, you can see the slide now. Thank you. So aging with attitude, thriving in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. So what I want to start by saying is aging is nothing. Attitude is everything. So aging is a lifetime experience. We all are going to age, but it depends on how you approach it. It depends on the attitude that you bring into the game of aging, if you know what I mean to say. Now, and your attitude continues to adjust and change at each stage of aging, from your 20s to your 30s to your 40s, and 50s, 60s, and beyond. Um so attitude and approach, your attitude and approach to aging is what makes it an issue or a non-issue. So it depends on how you approach it. It depends on the outlook that you give to aging. If you look at it like, oh, aging, there's really nothing much to my life. I'll just well sit down and just take care of children and just take care of grandchildren and all. Then your outcome will be different. And if you believe you are old, you will live that way. If you believe that age is just a number, you will live that way, which is joyfully. Now, I'm going to start with introductions. One, some things that women that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s and still look young or appear young at heart. Some of the things that they do consistently is, one, they build routines. That's one. Two, they are grounded. So another thing is that you cannot conceal bitterness, you cannot fake peace. Now, women that look beautiful, women that look younger, these are things that they practice every day. They build routines, no matter how boring it might seem. They build routines, they keep to it. They are grounded, they don't conceal bitterness, they do not fake peace. Now, what are some of the things that can age us? One is stress. Constant low level stress produces cortisol. And all this stress, they're like low level. They don't seem like a big deal. Yeah, up and down, taking care of children, or your body is in a constant flight or fright mode, depending on the situation, depending on what is stressing you out. And stress can be emotional, it can be physical, it can be mental. It's not just limited to physical. And a lot of chronic illnesses, autoimmune diseases that we see, skin cancers, and all of those things have been linked to chronic stress. A lot of those illnesses have been linked to chronic stress. So as much as you can, I would advise that you try to eliminate stress. That's one. Two, two is stress. So, still talking about stress, I mentioned the flight or fright hormones. Now, the thing is that your nervous system is in like constant overdrive. You are scared. Sometimes it's the environment. You might be in an environment that is not enabling. You might be in an environment that is chaotic. Do you understand? So, and your heart is always beating. You're always having palpitations. You're having anxiety. Some of us say, "Oh, we don't sleep well," but it might be because you're stressed. And then when your skin, especially, people come and talk about, oh, what can I do to your skin? What can I do to my skin? And I usually say, okay, well, for the skin, it starts with whatever you're taking. If you do not sleep well, when I mean sleeping well, you're supposed to have between 7 to 9 hours of sleep, or let's say 6 to 8 hours of sleep every day. And a lot of us sleep 4 hours, sleep 3 hours, and then we are saying that, oh, we are fine because we are working, because we are busy. It's absolutely not. It doesn't, that's not what it is. You should sleep, especially as we're getting older. You need to prioritize your sleep. Now, stress for we women, that abdominal fat, the tummy that we have, it is stress. If you sleep well, if you rest, and I'm not just talking about sleep, I'm talking about deep sleep, like deep, satisfying sleep. That's what I'm talking about. You'll see your abdominal fat disappear. Now, when you're experiencing things like breakout, exhaustion, hair loss, weight gain, so all of that can be linked to stress. Your digestion is messed up. Some people are having constipation. Some people are constantly feeling bloated. Some people are having gas. Some people are you're just uncomfortable in your abdomen. And these are complaints that women usually come. And when they come to my hospital, to my clinic, they sit down and then they start, oh, I'm having headache, and then my back, and then my tummy, and I already know that there is no drug that is going to figure this out. And I know that we're going to spend the next 2 hours talking about what the problem is, or talking about how we can find it. Because I already know that it is stress, and there's something that's causing the stress, and we just need to find. Sometimes the women don't know until we start talking, and then a light is shown in that direction, and then it is obvious that, oh, this particular thing is what is causing, this is what is causing the stress. That's that. Now, all of this stress can make you age before your time. What do you do? Now there's this stress, and some women are like, what do I do? I have 4 children under 4. I have 3 children under 3. It's not easy. One, don't allow everybody have access to you. Even your children, not every time in the day that they should have access to you. So some women take vacation when the children are on vacation. That's not a very good time to take your vacation. You should take your vacation when the children are in school, so that you can actually enjoy that vacation if you can, and if you can afford to. So one, everybody shouldn't have access to you. Not all family members, not all your friends, and everybody should not have access to you every time. Sometimes put your phone off. Sometimes, you don't answer calls immediately. That's one. Then two, I said this earlier, prioritize sleep, 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Put off your phone at 10 p.m., put it on flight mode at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m., whichever one works for you. And if you really want to be intentional, you can actually put an alarm for bed. A lot of us put an alarm to wake us up. Put an alarm for bed. Put your alarm by 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. And you know that when your alarm sounds, you need to go to bed. Listen to your body. That when you're feeling tense around your neck, when you're feeling bloated, when you're feeling uncomfortable, sometimes you're too tired to sleep. That's chronic stress built up over time. Two, be emotionally disciplined. Now, there are some people that would suck your emotions away. Friends, family, people close to you. You have to be emotionally disciplined and do not expend your emotions. Don't give everybody your emotions, and know how to cut out people that drain you. You will know there's some friends that after you speak with, you're laughing. There's some friends that after you speak with, it's like they've drained you. And another thing is, let things go. As much as you can, let things go. And learn to sit in silence and meditate. It will help you to reflect. Having that me time is really important. Sometimes our life is on the go, on the go, on the go. But having that me time to yourself, that time to sit in silence actually really helps. Now, key areas that we're going to discuss as we're discussing thriving in our 40s, 50s, and 60s and beyond. Sleep. I can't talk about sleep enough. Hydration. You should drink 2 to 3 liters of water. It should be water every day. You can infuse it with fruits if you so desire, but that's what you should do. Then movement. When I talk about movement, it's exercise. So Mr. Okajiri was talking about exercise and exercising 150 hours per week. And you can divide that into 30 minutes every day for each working day. That'll give you a 150. Or you can do 20 minutes for 7 days, which gives you approximately your 150. Or some people do 1 hour for 3 days in a week. So whichever one is, whichever one suits you, you can do that. Don't look at movement as punishment. And you do not have to, if you've not started, you do not have to start by going to the gym the next day. Depending on the stage of life that you are, depending on your situation, we are all going through different things. Children, school, some people are, getting extra degrees. Some people are transitioning into a phase of life, and all of that. So do what works for you. You can wake up in the morning, take 1 hour walk. In fact, 20 minutes is fine in the morning. The most important thing is that you get up and you move. You did not get up yesterday, there's no problem. Yesterday is gone. Today, get up and move. Forget about whether you did it yesterday or not. Get up and move, and then gradually build consistency. Now, why do we say sleep is important? Hormones are usually rebalanced in sleep. The brain develops during sleep, and then these are dark under eyes that we always complain and we're always looking for creams for. Good night's rest would solve a lot of the problems. Now, I talked about the quality of sleep, so I'm not going to go over that again. We've talked about hydration. Water is the best. Teas, and when I'm talking about teas, I'm not talking about Milo. Milo is not tea. Milo is chocolate. Then fruits infused water for people who do not like to take plain water. You can start with that before you gradually go into taking water. Now, the next thing is prioritize water, be intentional. And if you can, take away alcohol. If you can, you should take away alcohol or minimize it to the barest minimum. But the best thing is actually to take away alcohol. It does nothing to you, especially once we've crossed over. One of my professors used to say that when you're less than 40, you're chasing death. So you're doing all the wrong things. You're driving cars and you're driving it fast. And you're doing every wrong thing when you're less than 40. But once you cross over to 40, it just seems like death is chasing you. No, regardless of whatever, how much health or how much healthy decisions you make, it just seems to keep chasing you. Anyway, so movement, your body was designed to move. It helps you to breathe deeply. It helps you to sleep better when you exercise. It releases stress. You cannot even imagine the amount of stress that is released when you exercise. The hormones, endorphins kick in within like 15 to 20 minutes of you walking. It's like, and it's a feel good hormone. So, it's a feel good hormone and it kicks in. It really helps. Now, going over to the next thing on the slide is that exercise is like the fastest way to shift your state when you're stuck. So if you have a low mood, whatever, go out and take a walk, put on music at home and just dance and watch how your mood will just change and how your mood will elevate. And the thing is that exercise is one of the best coping mechanisms that you can have for whatever it is you're going through in your life. Depression, depression, whatever it is. Exercise is a fantastic coping mechanism. So people use all kinds of coping mechanisms. Some people go into taking sugar, ice cream, and sweets, and all of that. But exercise is a healthy coping mechanism. So you're not losing anything by doing that. And then exercise helps you to stay more connected with your body. Now, people would ask, what kind of exercises should I be doing? Cardio should be a mix of cardio and strength training. Cardio is fantastic. It helps with your lungs, it helps with your heart and all. And then cardio can either be walking, jogging, running, skipping, whichever one works for you. Walking is fine. And the funny thing is that when you walk long enough, before you know it, you start jogging while you're walking and then you start running. Now, strength training is life. For women over 40s, let me give you the trick. You should be doing more strength trainings. You should be doing a lot of strength trainings. Why? So it has been, research has shown, especially the more muscle mass that you have in your lower limbs, so the more muscle mass you have in your thighs and in your legs, actually predicts longevity. So when you go to the gym, when you're strength training, it should comprise of things that we call like compound movement. So what compound movement is, like combination of different exercises. You're not just doing one. You're not just lifting one particular weight, or you're not just lifting a certain, just in one direction. So they intertwine a combination of movements for you to do. That's compound movements. Now, progressive overload, meaning that so you've been going to the gym for the past 1 month and you are still lifting 2 kg. No. So you should gradually build up from 2 kg to 4 kg and gradually build up. Legs, okay, like I've explained that legs are light. So some people are scared that when they go to the gym, they're going to build muscle. I can assure you they are not going to build muscle. In fact, from age 30, it is said that you lose muscle mass. And the disadvantage or the implication of this is osteoporosis, the osteoarthritis, all the falls that we have in the elderly. And the thing is that once you're older, first of all, falls are one of the most common complications that you find in elderly people. Once you fall and then you fracture a limb when you're older, it's almost impossible for you to recover. In fact, a lot of elderly people will die within the next couple of months of a repair of the fracture, regardless of how the surgery went. That's what I see generally in practice. So if you want to avoid this, you have to build strong muscles. So those muscles can carry you all through your life. And people are living long. I have a grandma that is 91. So if you're going to live till 91, you want to live a long, healthy life. And in order to be able to live a long, healthy life, you have to start making the changes from now. And it is never too late to start. So there's a grandma online. I've forgotten her name and I have other pictures. She started at 70. She's like an Instagram sensation now, a Nigerian woman. She started at 70 because the doctor told her that her blood sugar and this and that. And she started, and you can see the difference already in muscles. You will be trying so hard to build those muscles, and they will not come because it takes even more work to be able to build muscles as you get older. So the next thing I want to talk about is your self-care routine. So all these fantastic women that we see that look really nice, and you're like, oh my God, she doesn't look a day over 20. They are intentional about their self-care routine. You don't have to do it. It doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to do it every time in a salon. But the thing is that if you do not want to go and pay for it in a salon, that means you have to learn how to do it. You can't be lazy. So have a routine for cutting your fingernails and your toenails, or for trimming them and filing them. It can be once every 2 weeks for the fingernails. It can be once a month for the toenails because they don't grow as fast. So you can do it in the salon or you can trim it at home. You can have your nail polish at home. It can be, what's it called now? The transparent nail polish, polish, or it can be the colored one, whichever one it is. If you want to fix your nails, if you're into fixing nails, fine. But don't fix your nails and then you know that thing when the nail has stayed like 2 months and then we are seeing no, please don't do that. So instead, just trim, file, and keep it neat. Then have a routine for your hair. Know that, oh, I make my hair once in 2 weeks, I make my hair once in a month, I make my hair, weekly for some people, depending on what's it called? Depending on, depending on your hair type or whatever. And then your hairstyles. As we get older, we have to develop. We have to, like, by in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you will have tried all kinds of things with your hair, with your fashion, and all. And then we should be at the point where we now know the hairstyles that suit us. Not only do you know the hairstyles that suit you should have an hairstyle for emergencies. So when you have like 5 minutes or 15 minutes to get ready, you must have a go-to hairstyle or a go-to wig or a go-to something that suits you and that you do and not seem like you just rolled out of bed. So, and that's, you should have that, in practice before the emergency comes. Okay, trimming of hairs, especially in private areas, your armpit, your underarms, your pubic region. You can either shave, you can wax, you can trim with scissors, or you can do laser hair reduction if that's what you want. And then some women have hairs around their chin, so you can tweeze, you can shave, you can wax, you can do lasers for the hair. So self-care routine, exercise. You see how exercise is popping up, not just popping up under movements, but it's also popping up under self-care routine. Because you can take this long 1 hour walk, and it's a prayer walk. You can pray on your walk. You can, listen to podcasts. You can listen to books on your walk. You can listen to inspirational or motivational videos on your walk. And let's say 30 minutes each day. You can imagine listening to a motivational book, talk, video. You can imagine how much knowledge you will build in 1 month, in 2 months, in 3 years, in 1 year. You'll be better than the next person. You should also have goals in mind. You must have a reason why you want to wake up in the morning. You must have something that is pushing you to go forward. You must have something that is driving you. That's really what makes that's really what makes us, feel alive. You must have something. You must set goals at every point in your life. And I just believe that, God created everybody for a purpose. And you have your own purpose. And we're going to talk about, purpose and all of that. You have your own purpose. And I remember Coach Wendy will say that, people will go around, you're trying to find purpose. It's not lost. You find purpose in doing. So each day you wake up and you set a goal. Each day you wake up and you set a goal. Each day you wake up, you look at your goals. If if you set goals for the year, you break them down into goals for the month, into goals for the week, and then you wake up every day. In the night, you look at your goals. It will jolt you out of bed. If you are looking at things that you need to do in the night before you go to sleep, in the morning you want to wake up and get out instead of snoozing and snoozing and snoozing so many times. Now, another thing is journaling. That's important. It's part of self-care routine. Journaling doesn't have to be anything fantastic. It doesn't, for some of us who are, in quote, perfectionist, prim and proper, you want it to be. No, absolutely not. You can scribble words, you can, whatever it is. But the thing is that you want to get whatever it is in your head, you want to get it out in a book. So I remember listening to Oprah Winfrey many years ago, and she said writing is cathartic. It's true. You just kind of blot out whatever it is in your head, and then you have space to be able to create instead of putting all that clutter in your head. And of course, if you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, you have to spiritually connect. So all these things are all parts of, self-care routine. So let's talk about hair. Now, as we're getting older, we're going to have gray hairs. We don't want to be dyeing our hair jet black. It doesn't, I don't know how to explain it. So as we're getting older, it's not, I'm all about wearing bright colors. I'm not the kind of person that says, oh, dress like you're 90. Absolutely not. But if you're supposed to be having gray hairs and you go and dye it jet black, you know what jet black is? Really, really black. People will see it and it will not really look nice. So you can dye your hairs fine, but get the appropriate colors for your hair. And then depending on your shape of your face. So I put a lot of pictures here, depending on whether you have heart shape. Some people have this really long face. Some people have like diamond. Some people have the round face. So whatever it is, by now you should know what style of hair suits you. You should know whether center pattern is better or side pattern is better or this one is better. By now you should be, a professional at styling. You should know, oh, this is what suits me because you have tried everything and by now you should know. So, and if you do not know, beautiful. This is why we're having this discussion. So start paying attention, start looking at your face, go on Google. Everything is really online. So all that time that we sit down scrolling through Instagram, go on Google, check these things, look at YouTube videos. There are a lot of educational stuff on YouTube and they are free. So you can look at this and then decide what hairstyle suits you. You can decide to cut your hair. I have a picture of a woman later on. She's in her 40s and she has low cut, and it looks really beautiful on her. So whichever one works for you, especially because as we get older, some of us begin to lose our hairs, and then you sometimes just decide, okay, I'm losing my hair, let me just cut it and style it, whichever way that you desire. This is another picture of the different shapes of hairs, and then I have pictures of popular celebrities that have the shape of heads and the hairstyles that they make, and all. So let's talk about the skin. So like I said about the skin, you are what you eat basically. Hydrate, take a lot of water. I cannot emphasize water enough. 2 to 3 liters. Sleep, really sleep is really good for your skin. So I broke it down into hydrate, cleanse, moisturize, protect. Most times when my patients come in and they're talking about skincare routines, so I tell them, I don't like to put patients on too many on complicated stuff, except I used to skincare and you pack on products. I am a dermatologist and I just do 3 routines and I leave my house. I cleanse, I moisturize, and then I sun protect. So even I tell people that even if I don't want to do anything on my face, I don't go out without a sunscreen. Why? Because in black skin, for whites, the problem with the sun is skin cancers. But thankfully, we have melanin that protects that protects against that. But for us in blacks, the problem that we have with the sun is that it will hyperpigment us. So if you notice, if you've been working out under the sun, maybe you go to a site or you have been out under the sun having to move around and to sort certain things out. By the time you go in the evening of the same day, you're visibly darker. You're like 2 to 3 shades darker than you were. That's what the sun does to us. Apart from that, it also causes photoaging. So you age more. So you see these women in the markets and you look at their skin, they have been selling under the sun for years and years and years. And so their skin appears, their skin appears older than their counterparts who have avoided the sun. And then you look at maybe a woman who has been really pampered, stayed away from the sun. You see her skin, later in life. So you must use a sunscreen, even if you do not have anything in your skincare routine. Please use a sunscreen. It's not too much. Get a cleanser that is suitable for your skin. Get a moisturizer that is suitable for your skin, and get a sunscreen. So I've talked about water. Ideally, the way we should eat, the way all of us should eat, but we do not do it, is that if you have a plate in front of you, half of that plate should be vegetables. Then the other half, you divide it into another half. And then it becomes 1/4 and 1/4. So 1/4 should be proteins, the other 1/4 should be carbohydrates. That is really how we should eat. And for us, as we're getting older, I'll say emphasize more on proteins because that's what helps to build muscle. Okay, so I've talked about cleansers. So for cleansers, when I say cleansers, I'm talking about soaps. But for soaps, I prefer for us to use things that are called synthets, not really soaps. Why? Because soaps, the process of making soap is alkalinization. So you have pH of soaps being 10, 11. Meanwhile, the pH of the skin is slightly acidic. So we are talking about 5, around 5. So it's better for you to use cleansers that are closer to the skin's pH, especially if you have sensitive skin. So if you have sensitive skin and you're prone to having funny kind of reactions, like, oh, my skin is rough, or sometimes all you need to do is just to change the soap and then all of it balances. So Syndex examples of that are things like CeraVe, Sebamed, Aveeno, Dove. I think Dove is like the cheapest of the range. Oh, and yes, Simple. So those are examples of some of those things. So moisturizers, don't use a skin lightening agents. If you want to use skin lightening agents, I believe that you're using it because of maybe hyperpigmentation or some problem that has been prescribed by an esthetician that knows what she's doing or by a dermatologist. And there are different kinds of skin lightening products. You can't. It's not all of it that you use for a very long time. So consult before you go and buy skin lightening agents. The things that I see that happen when people use skin lightening agents, they're very saddening. And sometimes it gets to the point where we can't do anything about it. It can't be reversed anymore. So sun protect. So apart from using a sunscreen, there are other ways to sun protect you. Shades. So you stay under the shades. I tell people just make that conscious of it. Standing directly under the sun, just find a shade, find a tree that has leaves and stay under it or something. And then use wide brim hats, use umbrellas and all of that. So I just gave this a picture of different non-soap cleansers that you can use. Now let's talk about clothes and styling our body. So study your body shape. There are different body shapes. So I have a picture here that shows the different body shapes. By now, we should know our different body shapes. If you do not know your different body shapes, go to a video on YouTube and type, how do I know my body shape? So they'll tell you. So typically, they'll tell you to measure your shoulder, you measure around your waist, and then you measure around your hips. And then when you get the measurements, you'll be able to table it in and know which one is your body shape. So we have the hourglass, which is the perfect figure 8 Coke bottle that everybody wants to have, but we all cannot be the hourglass. And the fact that you're not hourglass does not mean that you need to do BBL, does not mean that you need to touch up. There are clothes that you can wear that will make it seem like you have this hourglass shape. Um, and that's what, so you should, when in styling your body or wearing clothes, you now see that there are places that you should reduce emphasis. You should not emphasize, and there's some other places that you should emphasize, so that your body now looks, proportionate. So there are other beautiful shapes that we have: the triangular shape, which is also known as the pear shape, that's the English pear. The inverted triangular shape, or apple. People, that's those people that are wider around the chest areas and slimmer towards the end. The triangular or pear shapes are those who have a very slim upper body but have a wide lower body. And then we have the rectangular shape. Those ones are straight up down. Those are the model figures. And then we have the round, shape. They're all, round. So for round shapes, for round shapes, all you need, sometimes you just need to define your waist. You just have to, find a way to define your waist, and then, everything will fall into place. Now, um, clothes. Yes, so black is slimming. I love black because black is really slimming. You wear black, and everyone's like, "Oh, you lost weight." But as we're getting older, please let's not be wearing dark and dull colors, black, gray, except your job needs you to wear that. Sometimes putting a pop of color, it brightens up your eyes. But apart from brightening up your eyes, your mood elevates. If you have noticed, you're wearing a red dress or a yellow dress or an orange dress. Even if you're sad, something just happens and then it brightens up your day. And it's always nice for you to be able to plan out your outfits. Maybe the Sunday before, the Saturday before. So you're looking like, you're looking like you came prepared anywhere you go. Not that, oh, you just rolled out of bed and decided to pick the next thing, the first thing that you saw to wear. Now, understand classic pieces. Fill your wardrobes with classic. At this age, 40s, 50s, 60s, we should be having classic pieces. We should not be buying a lot of. You can buy trendy things, but you shouldn't be investing your money in trendy items. So you're investing your money in classic pieces. So classic pieces are things that 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, they're still useful. And these are some of the things that you can pass on to your daughters, and 30 years down the line, they're still useful, in style. So we shouldn't be wearing things that are too really, really tight. And then, yes, you want to show skin, but decide, type of skin that how you want to show the skin. You can't show everything. You can't show all of your upper body and then show all of your lower body. So you're wearing a very skimpy gown, and then your dress is also no. So if you want to wear, you can wear sleeveless, but let the gown go down a little bit. You can, it, you know, that's understanding styles and how you can come off as, oh, when somebody looks at you, they're like, oh, the dress is still appropriate, but it's, still stylish, that kind of thing. So that's learn how to show appropriate skin. Dress for the occasion. Always dress nice. You never know. And invest in undergarments, appropriate undergarments. There are a lot of undergarments. So when I say undergarments, I'm not talking about girdles. Girdles are what our parents wore, our mothers wore. So we have like spans and all of that now, that smoothens out your skin, so that you're not having this lumps. And when you wear a gown, it's not that thing that you see. So you just wear it, and then everything smoothens out. That's it. So I've there's a picture here of the different body shapes, and then different celebrities styling their body shapes. So you can see some people are fat here, some people are slim here, some people are straight here, but they have styled this really nicely for them to look beautiful. Supplements. So please, this is not a prescription. Consult with your doctor before you buy any supplements. I am saying this, so this is disclaimer. Yes. So this is not a prescription, but consult with your doctor before you buy supplements. But some of the supplements that you can use, especially if you're over 40, vitamin D3, a multivitamin, especially one that contains iron, probiotic, very good for vaginal health. Then fish oil, something that has magnesium, garlic, black seed oil, is really nice. I heard about this one and I think that I'll look into it. Then high dose vitamin C, fantastic for the skin. Vitamin E, fantastic for the skin. Helps to prevent colds, flu, reduces your visits to the doctor. So that's great. Oh, my time. Now seeing that I've seen Mr. Courageous face, so I'm looking at my time. Another thing that you should do over 40, something that you should do for yourself. Please check your numbers, run some tests, check your fasting lipid profile. So fasting lipid profile, cholesterol, that's it. Check it. Check your fasting blood glucose, glycated hemoglobin. Check. I did this slide so that you can take screenshots if you need to. Do an ECG, do an echo, do a pap smear, thyroid function test, do a colonoscopy. Learn how to examine your breast. You know, this like this topic is really wide. I've taught us how to examine the breast, but learn how to examine your breast is really easy. Do you know why? Because you are likely to pick a lump faster than your doctor. Because if you know how to, if you examine your breast, you know what is there. You know what you know how your breast normally is. So you are going to be the first person to detect an abnormality, you know, in the breast. So get a nurse, get a professional to teach you how to examine your breast. Get an ultrasound scan done of your breast or mammogram regularly. And it's important, all these numbers that I have checked, if you know that you have a family history. So in your family, your mom, your dad, or somebody has diabetes or has hypertension, don't run away from it. Do you understand? Face it head on. Some people know and they're running away from checking. No, you should check. You should discuss with your physician and say, we have a family history of this. And then they'll tell you what to do. So I have a patient who is in her early 50s. And she came to me with a skin problem, totally unrelated. So I tell people that most people that enter my clinic, they remove their clothes because I mean, the thing with the skin is that when you wear your clothes, it covers a lot of stuff. So most, like 90% of my patients actually have to undress. So she undressed, I checked what she had, and then she wore her dress back. And I said, oh, do you exercise? Because she had muscles, and you don't see a lot of Nigerian. When I say muscles, I'm not talking about muscles like a guy's muscles, no. But you could see that this person has spent time in the gym. So I said, oh, do you exercise? And she said, yes. And she told me the story. She said her mom and her dad are diabetic and hypertensive. And her dad called them and said, your mother and I have this thing. So it means that if it's going to come, it's most likely going to come when you guys are even much younger than we are. And she's in her early 50s. She has a brother who has stroke. She has a sister who has hypertension and diabetes, but she doesn't have hypertension. She doesn't have diabetes because she took that advice. And she said she hits the gym 3 times a week unfailingly. And she looks fantastic. So don't run away from it. If you know you have a history of cancers in your family, even if it is not breast cancer, if you have a man that had colon cancer, please, you should do a cancer screen because a lot of these things are genetic and hereditary. So now another thing that gives meaning to life is finding its purpose. A lot of times when I'm going through stuff, what makes me happy, what makes me better is actually to go out and help somebody else. So finding your purpose in life would, for me, is what really brings joy, opposed to all the other things that we have spoken about. So finding purpose, and I said finding your purpose is in doing. So sit down and look at every area of your life, your spiritual wellness, family and relationships, physical health, career, finance, mental health, emotional health, and look at charity or giving back and write all your goals in this area. So talking about charity and giving back, it doesn't really have to be money. Sometimes it is not money. You can give your time. You know that you can encourage another person, So those are some of the things that you do. So like I said, you must have goals in your life and the reason why you wake up from bed. So a lot of these women that we see and we admire, and they look very nice. Sometimes it's not because they slap on makeup on their face or not because they have this really nice ribbon that they're wearing. It's these things. They are waking up, they are fulfilling purpose, they are achieving goals. And we know a lot of all those women, even in Nigeria, that you see them and even in their 50s, their 60s, some of them now, they are breaking tables and shattering tables. And we know. Okay. So books, invest in books. So these are some of the books that I have read. These are some of the books that I plan to read. I just put them here. You can start with any one of them. The last book, that's what we just finished reading in Mr. Courage's book club. I'm in chapter, I've entered part 2 of the book, ma. I just want you to know. It's better late than never. I'll finish it. Please invest in books and not just read the books. Apply application. So in reading this book that we read in the book club, I'm like, this book is not a book that somebody can even read in 1 month. Not because you cannot finish it, but it's a book with a lot of activities that you have to really sit down and do it, and for it to impact your life. So read books. Stop scrolling through Instagram. Sometimes, yes, in life you get to that point where maybe there's that distraction and TV and all of that. And the thing about reading books is that you just find out that your whole family will just have a culture of reading. When I say your whole family, your children have a culture of reading more than screens. That's what I've also noticed with reading books in my house. And I can comfortably tell my kids, do you see me reading a book? Yes, so read your book. You know. So okay, yeah. So this the Proverbs 31 woman. I picked up just a few verses there. They said, so verse 10, an excellent woman, one who is spiritual. This amplified version. I love the amplified Bible. One who is spiritual, capable, intelligent, and virtuous. And I think that the things that we have described on these slides sort of sum up what I have just sums up this verse 10 of the Proverbs 31 woman. 13, she looks for wool and flax and works with willing hands in delights. So some people frown when they are working. Me, I'm always happy when I work. I don't know why, but I like to work. 14, she's like the merchant ships abounding with treasure. She brings her food household foods from afar. Another version says that she travels, you know, like travels really far and then brings stuff. So verse 15 says she rises also while it is still night and gives food to her household and assigns tasks to her maids. She considers a field before she buys or accepts it, expanding her business prudently. With her profits, she plants fruitful vines in her vineyard. This Proverbs 31 woman does not even talk so much about breastfeeding and cooking and all of that. A lot of it is business, intelligence, and all. We can, like, if you look at it, you now see that the power and purpose of a woman is not limited to the kitchen, it's not limited to the bedroom, it's not limited to you. You were created to fulfill purpose. And I hope that you're able to find that out. So she equips herself with strength. When I went strength, spiritual, mental, physical, for a God-given task. Now, when equipping yourself in strength is I look at it as self-development, because yes, spiritually you have to be strong. Mentally, you have to develop yourself mentally. Physical, because the devil is going to try. Life is going to happen. That's just the truth. It depends on how prepared you are to be able to handle whatever comes your way. She opens and extends her hand to the poor. So we talked about charity, we talked about giving. She makes for herself coverlets, cushions, rugs of tapestry. So we talked about her clothing is linen, pure and fine, and purple wool. We talked about clothing, we talked about dressing in these our slides. Strength and dignity are clothing, and her position is strong and secure. We talked about purpose. She opens her mouth in skillful and godly wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue, giving counsel and instruction. So according to Proverbs 31, I have not overstepped my bounds in this presentation. So I have pictures of some women on the internet. So the woman on the far right that has the low cut, she's in her 40s. The woman in the middle, I follow her. I don't follow the woman on the right. I just came across her on someone's page. So you can see that the woman on the right is on low cut. She has low cut. She's in her 40s. The woman in the middle, she's a doctor. I follow her on Instagram. Her name is, and she's Nigerian. Her name is Dr. Yabo. She's in her 50s. I think she's 55 now. And then the woman on the left is in her 80s. I wanted to put the picture of my grandma. She's 91, but I don't know. I missed it. Sorry. So in summary, I want us to know that women who look effortlessly young into their 40s and beyond, they have done much more than take care of their skin. It's not just pancake and lipstick. They have stopped criticizing themselves every time they look in the mirror. Whether you are slim, whether you are fat, whatever it is, you have to love the body that you are in right now. You must just start loving it. I don't know how you want to do it. Just start with affirmations and confessions and look in the mirror. And I know that it does not look like it though. And I know that when you're telling yourself will be telling you that you are lying. But please tell yourself, until you say you fake it till you make it. So you tell yourself until yourself believes that what you're saying is right. Beauty is not a number. So it doesn't have to do with age. Worth is not measured by wrinkles. So in saying this, some people say, oh, what's it now? A fool at 40 is a fool at life, or life beyond they expect you to be wise at 40. Please let us really be wise at 40. And in what being wise at 40 is a lot of self-development, a lot of self-development, for you to be able to attain that position in your 40s and 50s where people are running to you for advice. Gratitude is very important. The women who look effortlessly young into their 40s have a strong sense of self. There's nothing you can tell me, oh, I'm fine. I don't want to know. It doesn't matter. Then you don't allow people's view define who you are. I want us to know that confidence is magnetic, joy is radiance. Laugh without limiting yourself. See challenges as growth. Don't take it too seriously. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Take accountability for the parts that you played in it. Self-acceptance. These are things that soften you. It makes you get rid of bitterness, anger towards whatever, towards it, because you kind of just take it and move on with very good conscience. And when you do that, you're opening up for better things or greater things that are to come. Then speak to yourself in love. The way some women talk to themselves in their mind, it's not good. You understand? Talk to yourself with love. Talk to yourself nicely. Talk to yourself nicely. Be kind to yourself. Then be intentional. When you see yourself going back, shift. All these women that I have mentioned, all these people that we have talked about, it's not like they don't have moments in their life where they self-doubt, they criticize, but immediately you snap yourself out of it and then you keep going. So that is it. So thank you so much for your presentation
Thank
or
you
for my
so
present for
much.
listening. Thank you.
Okay, Bami, that was so good, and really appreciate you. In fact, beyond what I wanted to say, what you just came from a different angle, and that was a very good presentation. Very good one. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well,
Please let's send our emoji, love your favorite emoji to appreciate Dr. Ayobami. We really want to thank you for your time, for the effort, for what you have taught us today, and I believe there is no question. Does anyone have questions? Any questions, please? Any
okay,
questions?
I think I can see one. Somebody's asking for the author of Emotional Intelligence. I think Dale Coleman. Don't worry, I have all
Yeah,
these books there. Let me
I
look.
think I sent it. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
sent it to the person.
Okay,
I
okay,
sent it already. Yeah, Daniel Coleman. Yeah, I sent it.
okay.
So that is why it's really good to read and it's interesting to read. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Nines. Okay, thank you. I have a question. Yes, please go ahead and ask your question. Yeah, that is it. Blue cover. Please go ahead and
Yeah.
ask your question,
This,
please.
I don't know if anybody can
Please,
see.
just a few minutes and we are out of here. If you have a question, then yes, I know. I know, Doctor. Show those who doesn't read, though, let them see it.
Oh, okay.
we, are, we are going
This
to
one
read
is
this book.
maybe
We
you
are
should
going
not
to
start
read
with
this
this
book.
one. If you don't read often, this one will scare people that don't read the will. Let them start with a small book.
I will be no, that one will scare, please. That is not wait. Let us start from Atomic Habits. I think for a
Yeah,
starter, that is a good one. Or No
yeah,
Excuses by Brain Tracy.
yeah,
I think that is a good one. So
yeah.
women, let's learn how to reason. My question has been answered. Okay, thank you. Then I want to add something, Dr. Ayobami.
Yes.
Um, when I go to the pharmacy, maybe I just okay, can you get me medication? I remember a time I said, I don't need something. I think I'm stressed. You understand? To just calm my nerves and everything. And I was told I need some rest. And every time I get maybe just having fever or something, I get okay wrinkles. What's the solution to that? Is there a solution to skin wrinkle, doctor?
Yes, there is.
There is.
So it
Oh,
depends
even
on,
at old age.
yes, there is. Yes, there is. There's Botox. There is. There's Botox. You know, it
Okay.
depends on how severe. It depends on, what stage we are. But there's Botox. So I always tell people, don't be worried. There's always a solution to everything.
Okay, those
Almost
one that
everything.
come, especially those one that comes like my close to my nose, yeah. Are those on
Oh
wrinkles too?
no, is it the deepening? So the deepenings are not wrinkles. For those ones, you need fillers. But
Okay,
wrinkles
what
are
is it called?
those lines that
Oh,
squeeze.
okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, okay, okay. So if you need any of those solutions to your skin, please reach out to me. I will get you doctor's contact so that you can. I am coming for my. I think I will take it serious now. After you told me to come, I'm the one not having time to come. I think I need to take. We need to take ourselves seriously now, and most importantly, you said it all. Set your goals. Believe if you believe it is just a number, you will live the way just that just is just a number. For me, if you believe you are too old, you will live that way. So don't ever look at yourself that you are old. Just look at yourself that you are just starting your life at 40. And it's exciting because many people found themselves at 40, anyone at 50. Look at that grandma you talked about, 70. I know her. I think my husband sent me a link one time. I was looking at her. So I really want to thank you. So one question, let me finish up my question. And they normally advise me, it's okay, I should take probiotics, all those that are 40 and above. What do they, well, woman. So what do you think? And I think one day, one of my younger brother, who is the medical doctor, I told her that I'm using well woman and it's very expensive now. And he told me, he says, sis, there is no need for all those things now. Eat good foods, good fruits, vegetable. You don't really need all those multivitamins. But many women are worried that we, due to maybe kind of work and we not having the right food at the right time, you know, do you recommend, let me not say recommend, what do you say about, I've seen some women, 5 years since they were 40, they've been using this, what do they call them now? These multivitamins. And a friend of mine told me one time that, look, Mr. Okaije, be using this multivitamin. That's why you're always complaining that you are tired. Age is coming. So be using all these multivitamins. They kind of boost your energy the more. So I think I was supposed to get some last week. I don't know. I couldn't get to the farmers. I said, okay, some other time, maybe next week I will get it. So what is your opinion about well woman? There's 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus. So what do you think about that? Thank you.
Okay, so when I was talking about multivitamins, I said, oh, see your doctor, consult with your doctor first. Because you have to be sure that you are okay to be able to use these multivitamins. That's one. Then
Okay.
two, yes, if you really eat a balanced diet. But see, okay, so now I live in Warri, Delta State. I'm not from Warri, but I live in Warri now. The main diet in Warri is starch and banga, or starch and starch and banga mainly, or banga rice, or coconut rice. So in that place, where do we have vegetables? Where do we have fruits? How much protein is there? Now, not just that. For those of us that now come from a place where we eat a lot of vegetables, how much do you cook out everything in the vegetables? So those are the issues. But yes, if you eat a real, a diet that is really balanced, you might not have you shouldn't have problems with supplements. And then for probiotics, so probiotics are really nice for vaginal health. What are some of the things that or which food can you get probiotic from? Greek yogurt. But Greek yogurt is expensive. Not just is it just expensive, but how many of us take Greek yogurt? So it's complicated, kind of. So have the discussion, like have a personalized discussion with your own physician, and then both of you can now work out something and decide depending on the numbers. So depend you run all these tests and then they bring it out. You see that, oh, your iron levels are low. Yes, you might need to get a supplement that contains iron, or you complain that you're always maybe having some candida or some, whatever around gynecologically. So, oh, you might prescribe, oh, why don't you use a probiotic, and things like that. So getting the supplements is really personalized, you know. I know that's what I would say. But if we're talking about nutrition, I would say that pay a lot of attention to vegetables, to herbs, garlic, ginger, parsley, all the herbs. Pay attention to infusing them in more often now in your foods, so that you try to get as much nutrient from foods as you can. And there's this video on Netflix. I don't remember the name, but it's something that has to do. It's a video about longevity. If I remember, something about something 100. So what the video did is that they went around to places where people live the longest. I think they visited about 5 places, and then they tried to record and detail the habits of those people. So they went to places like, I think somewhere in Japan. So if I say Japan, it's not just Japan, where people were living more than 100 years and doing really
Yes,
well. Yeah, so you can look at that video and try and see some of the routines and habits that those people have developed over time. You'll be surprised that those habits are things that we have spoken about here. All of them are things that we have spoken about here.
all right.
So that, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Verse 9, there is no question again. So this is where we are drawing the curtain for tonight. Thank you so much, Dr. Ayobami. So for those who have any question, consultation, so Dr. Ayobami is a consultant dermatologist, a very close friend and a sister. So thank you so much, ma. I honor you. And thank you for your time. Always, anytime I call, you are always there. So I want to thank, and I believe that every woman here today, we have gotten something or the other. We have gotten a lot of values. So this is where we are drawing the curtain for tonight. Thank you so much. May the Lord bless you, and may the Lord continue to enrich you in the name of Jesus. So tonight, that is all for tonight. So thank you so much, everybody. Please like, share, and and follow us on our social media pages. If you have any more question, please reach out to me. I will get to the contact of Dr. Ayobami. So thank you all for joining us tonight. God bless you all. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah.